Hi there makers, it is Jo from Minerva and I'm here today with a learn to sew tutorial. I'm going to be taking a look at putting elastic in a waistband, but not through a casing where you get lots of ruching and gathering, where you get a smooth flat waistband placement. It's ideal for activewear, leggings, swimwear, dancewear, or anything where you want a stretch waistband but you don't want all of that gathering, you want a more smooth silhouette. It's a great technique to take to other patterns and it's ideal for cloning, especially if you've cut your pattern a little bit slim and there isn't enough to put a gathered waistband in. You can try this flat band elastic technique. Today I am using the Clearwater pattern, which is from Love Notions, and it's a full swimwear set, all different types of modesty. It's really great for both swimming and for activewear. I've already made the bottoms, but I'm going to be adding the waistband to the bikini bottoms, and I want to show you how I'm adding a little bit more swimming insurance by adding a flat waistband. The pattern just uses the stretch in the fabric, but I'm adding some extra elastic through the waist. The fabric is one of Minerva's exclusive prints. It's the glossy active swimwear. It's fantastic, totally opaque, four-way stretch in both directions. Really heavy and substantial. It's a really super swimwear activewear fabric. These are the bottoms and they're made up with the elastic. Also got a piece of power mesh on the front, so that gives a little bit more modesty on the front panel. I'm going to sew both ends so that I have one continuous loop, and before I've done that I have marked the halfway line with a pen because this is going to be my guideline for the elastic. Next, I'm going to take a piece of elastic. I've overlapped it and I'm going to sew that in one continuous ring. So this technique means you need to measure the elastic before you put it in. You can't do any adjusting afterwards, say like you do on casing where you can pull the elastic through a little bit more. So you need to sew it in a ring, and then I really recommend you try it on and check it goes over your hip and fits you snugly around the waist with the fit that you would like. And now what we're going to do is put this ring in this piece of fabric. So you can have the join wherever you want. I don't like to have it on the join of the fabric, otherwise it's all a little bit bulky, so you can put it back at the centre back if you want to, or you can just put it slightly to one side. And you can see there my marking which shows the halfway point. So I'm going to put the elastic just below that because I need to allow for the thickness of the elastic. I'm going to pin the elastic in place, and depending on how much ease you've got, you might need to quarter it so that you distribute the elastic throughout the waistband. So I'm going to keep pinning so that the elastic stays in position when I take it under the sewing machine. Okay, so the elastic is up to the line, so you'll see that one side looks wider than the other. We're going to zigzag this in place, and you can choose now, depending on how confident you are. You can use a general zigzag stitch and you're zigzagging the elastic near to the marked line, or you can use a three-step zigzag, which is stronger. So if you're using them for strong movement or for swimming, etc., then you might find a three-step zigzag is a little bit more stretchy. It is, however, an absolute pig to unpick, so just be sure that you've got everything in the correct position before you use a three-step zigzag. For added strength, I'm using a Maraflex thread, which you usually use for a straight stitch, but you can also use zigzag stitches with a Maraflex and you'll just get a really strong zigzag stitch for stretch. You can see here I've got a little bit of stretch to take up, so I want to make sure that I'm stretching the elastic and not the bottoms. So I need to just be holding the elastic. If I hold them both and stretch them both, then I'm stretching the fabric underneath. It'll depend how much slack you're taking up with your elastic through your waistband. Once you've got the elastic on, you can then fold your waistband in half match up your raw edges. Just going to temporarily pin those in place. I'm going to do that all the way around and then attach it to the clear water bikini bottoms. What it means is now my waistband has a piece of elastic inside and it's attached with that 3-step zigzag, which is really stretchy. Once it's attached all the way around, I've just sewn that on with a lightning stitch. You can try it on and check for fit, and then you can overlock the edge if you want to, but this doesn't fray anyway. But you can see I've got a little bit more support there in the top. It also works for workout leggings, anything with a yoke or a wide waistband. And you can also use it on bra tops. So this is the clear water bikini bottoms and this is the bikini top. I've put an elastic in there, but if you wanted more coverage for your bust, so you wanted a deeper front for a bust length here, you could add a band around the bottom with the elastic. It's a really great technique to switch from pattern to pattern. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. It is a technique you can take from one pattern to another, or if you want to just add an extra layer of security, maybe in a bra underband or for a waistband. We would love to see what you've been making, so do head over to Minerva and make a free account there. You can share your makes, add some photographs that don't have to be professional. You can just stand in the garden or stand in the house. We just love to see what everyone has been up to. It's a really inspirational place to go and search and have a look around. You'll see some great makes from all our makers. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel where you get lots of Learn to Sew videos through to your feed. Thank you very much for watching and we'll see you again soon.